The message flashed on my phone just as I sank into the stale hum of fluorescent lights. "You're a joke. Everyone knows it." I stared at it. My coffee sat untouched, bitter steam curling in the cold morning air of my cubicle. Her words, her laugh, that smug smirk. I could see it, frozen in memory. She had leaned back in her chair, eyes gleaming at the amusement of her friends, and said it aloud. "Oh, he just works in a pathetic cubicle all day." They laughed. I smiled. I played along. That's what they didn't understand. I wasn't weak. I wasn't powerless. Not then, not now. I had spent years building the quiet machinery of my life, and no one, not her silver spoon friends, was going to see how much control I actually had. I rubbed the corner of my eyes, pretending fatigue, while beneath, a slow, cold pulse of calculation began. The betrayal didn't scream. It whispered. In side glances, the sudden hush when I walked in the room, the hidden texts she deleted too fast. I remembered the way she'd chuckled at my promotion, the one she didn't know about yet. "You'll never be more than a number," she had said. Her words were designed to sting, to remind me I was small, invisible. I thought I loved her once. Maybe I still did, buried under the humiliation and the quiet suspicion that had begun to grow like a slow frost across my chest. It wasn't just pride she mocked. It was me, my work, my intelligence, the life I carved quietly, without her applause, without her validation. And then, one day, a lingering glance on her phone, the speed at which she pulled it away, a laugh texted to someone I didn't know. It was faint, subtle, almost ignorable, but not for me. My pulse didn't spike. I didn't scream. I noted. I calculated. I watched. I listened. I noted patterns like a chess player noting an opponent's moves. Emails, always a few seconds longer than necessary. Messages that vanished. The subtle way she flinched if I came home early. I set small traps, subtle comments, hints at being busier, moving projects, opportunities she didn't know existed. Her reactions were telling. Anxiety flashed in her eyes when she thought I was unaware. I smiled quietly to myself. Every night I logged every detail, phone call logs, receipts, strange accounts. I didn't confront, not yet. I let her slip. Let her think I was still small, impotent, amused by her cruelty. She never suspected I'd planned the real move all along. When the promotion came through, it wasn't just a raise, it was a relocation, thousands of miles away. A new office, new people, a fresh start that she would not influence. I didn't tell her, not yet. I played my role, exhausted, beaten down. She relaxed, smirked. Triumph. I let it sit there, the slow boil of control under the calm surface. Then came the results, the final confirmation of every small suspicion, evidence she couldn't twist, spin, or charm her way out of. I handed it to her without a word the morning she decided to show up at my office, her face bright with the false hope of apology. "Why didn't you tell me?" she whispered, voice trembling. I didn't answer. I only slid the folder across the desk. She looked, and I watched the color drain from her face. Her lips moved. Nothing. Her eyes widened. That smirk she wore to humiliate me? Gone. Vanished under the stark, sterile truth of the facts she hadn't anticipated. I stayed calm, detached, cold, every inch of me controlled. Her shock filled the room like a hurricane, but I didn't flinch, not once. I had rehearsed this moment in silence, every angle, every reaction. "I assumed you'd want to see the results before speaking," I said quietly, almost conversationally. She tried to argue, tried to laugh it off. I shook my head. Her defenses crumbled with every page she turned, every piece of undeniable evidence she faced. No yelling, no tears, just truth. Quiet, surgical, precise. "I moved," I said finally, "across the country, New office, new life. Her knees buckled slightly. She wanted outrage, confrontation, to see me panic, but I didn't give her that. I had already won. The power was mine, not loud, not explosive, but absolute. She had humiliated me once in front of her friends. Now she sat exposed, vulnerable, small, and I walked out without a backward glance. I left the office, the folder still on her desk. A cold breeze hit my face as I stepped outside. No anger, no relief, only clarity. I had let her mock me, belittle me, underestimate me, and in return, I had let her reveal herself. Every lie, every petty cruelty, every deceit. Control restored, power reclaimed. I didn't need her apology. I didn't need her presence. She was irrelevant. And as the city sprawled beneath me, I smiled once, quiet, brutal, and final. I was free.